Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Yo, what's good, y'all? What's the word? What's going on? How everybody doing out there? Y'all already know what it is, man. We are back again, and it's time for the Thursday banger. That's a lot, y'all. It's time for the Thursday banger, man. It's time for the Thursday banger, y'all. That's a lock, and I got one. I keep a banger at all times. But like I always say before I start these videos off, I have no problem delivering this content to everybody that's out here working hard, working a 9 to 5. Everybody that's out here with their own business, getting to that bag the legit way. I make sure y'all got something to watch in the mornings, man. And I promise y'all there's no problem on my end. I also have no problem making sure I'm warning y'all and telling y'all about how dangerous prison is. I only ask for one thing in the process. And that's for y'all to just stay out the way, man. That's it, man. You gotta stay out the way for a lot of reasons, man. I'm telling you, man, it's getting more and more and more dangerous out here, man. In every city in the country, nobody's really safe for real, man. Everybody gotta basically safe it up, man. Even civilians such as myself, man. We all have to be on alert. But at the end of the day, like, if we're not involved into street crimes and not out here just starting beefing with everybody that you know, like, we don't have to keep our head on the swivel as much as the guys on the streets have to keep their heads on the swivel, man. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I feel so sorry for guys, man, that's like in the streets, like heavy in the streets, because it's like they never comfortable. They never comfortable. They gotta walk around with big weapons all day, and they always watching the door, and they always watching this. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being on point, but imagine doing that for a decade of time, just always with your head on the swivel and watching. That's not a life to live. That's not a life to live, y'all, man. I'm telling you, man, you out here doing all these crimes. You out here beefing with everybody, man. It's only gonna land you in one place. You going to prison, man. It's no way around it, man. For a lot of people that's out here being criminals. When I was getting in trouble, I didn't think I was going to prison. Man, I ended up in prison for almost my whole life, almost, man. I did 16 years and got locked up at 17. That's not a good situation, man. A lot of y'all gonna mess around and you're gonna do a crime that's gonna put you away for a long time, man. You're gonna be sick. You're gonna be sick, man, that when you get out, there ain't gonna be no life left. You're gonna be 50-some years old, you're gonna be looking crazy, man. A lot of y'all think y'all can do the time because you out here wilding and you tough and all of that. Yeah, all that changes when you step foot in that jail cell. When you step foot in that jail cell, you immediately become humble, man, because everything that you used to and everybody that you used to seeing and everything that you used to doing is gone. It's over with that fast. And you know what you're gonna say to yourself when you sit down and you finally start thinking and you looking at old pictures and you thinking about old situations and your kids and your mama and your brothers and your sisters. You know what you're gonna say to yourself? I should have stayed out the way, man. I should have stayed out the way. It ain't even worth it. It's not worth it. Out here doing the crime, it's not worth the type of time you're gonna get, man. It don't balance out. It don't balance out, man. Ain't nobody getting no real money doing what they doing out here, man. We gotta be smarter, man. We gotta be smarter and stop putting ourselves in these predicaments, man. Your best bet is just to do what I'm doing and what everybody that's rocking with me doing, man. We staying out the way over here, man. That's your best bet. Stay out the way, man. I can't tell you what to do, but I can tell you that staying out the way is the best life, y'all. Period. But y'all already know what it is, man. This is the Thursday banger. So what I need y'all to do this one. Like, shit, subscribe, this one, y'all. Let's get it. Let's go. But it's time for business. It's time for business, y'all. And the story I got for y'all today is called Things Ended Up Going Left. Part 1. Crazy story, crazy situation, but we are aware, people. We in penitentiary, man, where crazy things happen all the time. And I'm telling y'all, man, like, you have people in there, man, like, it's just natural that, man, everybody's not gonna get along in there, man. It's prison. Like, you're around people that you never was around before, man. So it's impossible for everybody to get along. Now, the prisons I was at, they had cells. I never been to an open dorm except when I was a receiver. That don't count because I wasn't there long. But All the other prisons, it was jail cells, man. So you have to be able to get along with whoever your cell partner is going to be, whoever your roommate's going to be. You got to be able to get along with them. But it never really works all the time, man. That's why a lot of people get in the cell with people from their home team. And even when you get in the cell with somebody from your home team, it still might not go right. Your best bet is just staying out the can, man, period. But with that being said, though, we on Lawrenceville for this, y'all. We on Lawrenceville. I can remember being in 60 building for this one, man. And it was crazy because around this time right here, man, it's like the second time that I'm in 60 building. So I wasn't doing nothing but staying out the way. Y'all already know what it was. I just got moved over there. Now I'm in the block for a while now. You know what I mean? I had just got moved over there. So now that I'm in another whole building, another whole side of the yard, like I'm in chill mode. I'm in chill mode, man. So like the whole building changed over. You know what I mean? It wasn't like how it was when I was in there the first time. I got to make sure I tell y'all that because for a lot of new viewers, y'all still thinking about when I say I'm on the other side of the yard, I be in San Francisco. But no, this is the second time. So this is a little better now. So like, I'm kind of getting used to it, but I still didn't want to stay over there, man. I didn't want to stay over there because everybody I really, really care about and rock with is on the other side of the yard. So that was my main reason to get back on the other side of the yard. But until then, I had to remain where I was at. So it was a few people that I rock with. And it was a couple of guys that was from different cities that I talked to as well. Like I told y'all, I was diplomatic, man. Like I dealt with everybody. I wasn't one of those dudes that just picking you from Norfolk or picking. No, it was a few dudes that rock with me. It was Richmond dudes that rock with me. It was Red team that rock with me. It was Blue team that rock with me. It was GDs that rock with me. Like a lot of people rock with me just on the strength of how I carry it, man. Like I wasn't somebody trying to be somebody I wasn't. I was in there being me, man. And I guess that's what people respected. And I guess that's what got me through my bid. But around this time right here, man, I don't really have a lot of years left to serve. Now I'm getting shorter and shorter, but I still got a little bit left, but not a long time left, man. So like I'm really on trying to be easy, man. Like I'm trying to stay like on the low type of action because the sergeant dude really got out for me on the other side of the yard. Now it felt good, even though I didn't want to move. It felt good to be in another building, not to deal with him. You know what I mean? Because he was just. Man, he was Alonzo off training day, man. Like he wanted his cake and eat it too, man. He was one of those sergeants, man. Like he wanted to tear you off. He wanted to bring the pack. He wanted to do everything. It's like I don't know what his problem was, man. But like he ended up not liking me and my roommate and my homeboys, and he just got rid of all of us, man. So like being on the other side away from him was a good thing. So that's when I just started kind of like really chilling when I was over here, spending money, not trying to really get the pack too much, man. But like I would buy in a few times and do a few things, different little things like that. So it was this one dude, man, I would talk to, man. He was from Norfolk. I ain't gonna lie, he was one dude from Norfolk, but he was cool though. You know what I mean? We're gonna call him Slim. Now Slim was brown skinned, bald head dude. If I was in my late 20s, I'd give Slim probably in his middle 30s. I'd give Slim probably middle 30s, man. But like Slim was one of those serious dudes though. Like Slim was a serious dude to the point where like he stayed so low and like didn't really deal with all the Norfolk dudes. Like a lot of Norfolk dudes really didn't like Slim. Now, Slim was a Muslim as well, you know what I mean? He was a Muslim as well, so he had the Muslim community behind him. But Slim wasn't no slouch. Slim wasn't no slouch. I wasn't no other cat with Slim, but I already had heard the stories about how Slim had got down when he was in the mountains, you know what I mean? So, like, now you're in Lawrenceville, dudes be feeling more like, you know what, like, I'm a monster, but, like, I got to tuck that in a little bit, man, because, like, if I mess up one time, we'll do something like how I would do in the mountains, then they're going to get me up off this camp. So it kind of puts all the maniacs in the hibernation. You know what I mean? So like that's what Slim was doing. Like, did his Muslim thing here and there. The only other thing I say he would like to do, man, like every now and then he would be down on the women. Now he wasn't as worse as a lot of dudes was. And to be honest with y'all, man, Slim ended up bagging somebody in there. Now the person Slim bagged was this old head lady. He ended up bagging the old head lady. And the lady wouldn't even be in our building as much. She worked outside, but she wouldn't be in our building as much. But every time she came to our building, she always made sure she looked out for Slim. You know what I mean? Now, he won't get no lala. And I never wanted to get in his business and be like, yo, get her to bring some lala because I never seen him get it. And Slim was so serious. And I'm living a life now on some laid back stuff. Like, I didn't even want to push that out. But he was getting the tobacco. You know what I mean? He was getting the tobacco. She was bringing him Newports. You know what I mean? Like, so he was one of the dudes, in the beginning when they first took the tobacco in 09. You know what I mean? Like the Newports packs was being for sale like that. But after a while, dudes just started just getting the bags of tobacco, which you can make more money off and it's more. But with the Newports, like, he was getting his thing off with the Newports as well. Because people will buy those. It ain't nothing like hitting a real Cadillac. You know what I mean? So he would do his thing with that. I would be able to get some of that. He'll look out for me. And that's the type of bond me and him had, man. So like, he wasn't one of them dudes that'll be on Front Street when the CO come through. He posted up always. Like, he would catch her at different little spurts. He'll catch her here and there at child hall outside. She might come in. When she come in, he'll stand by his cell. Well, I slept there on the top tier. He slept directly across from me. So he'll catch her when she do her rounds, kick it with her for a minute. That's the only time I really seen him talking to the old head, man. So Slim was chilling. Man. Like, he didn't have a complaint about nothing. And when I used to go over there and holler at him, he ain't never used to complain about nothing. And the only thing he used to complain about slightly about was that he didn't have a cell phone. You know what I mean? But around this time right here, a lot of people didn't have cell phones. The people that had them been had them. But when I got over there, I inquired about it, and it wasn't like how the other side of the yard was. So I didn't even really like go into like trying to like find out, because when you get the access to too many people, those gonna be the people that know you got one when you get one. So I just left it alone. I'm like, you know, when I get back on the other side, I'll get one. But the whole time over there, it probably was a few people over there that I didn't know about. But my homeboy Slim didn't have one, man. He didn't have one, man. So like, he used to always be like, man, I want a jack, man, because I'll be able to do this and do that, you know what I mean? But, you know, like, I don't think he even had the money, because the lady used to bring him probably a couple packs of cigarettes. And, you know, you can make a few $100 off that, but he wouldn't make, like, basically, like, he was penitentiary rich. Like, he never was getting to the bag, like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, I'm making $500, $600 on plays. Nah, Slim wasn't doing that, man. Slim was getting rich off cookies and cakes, y'all. So boom. But there's nothing wrong with that either, though, because it's about living comfortably, man. That's what it's about in penitentiary, man. Like, dudes be making all of that money, and they gotta send all of that money out on the streets and hope that somebody gonna be able to be trustworthy and hold that bread. Man, like, I'm telling you, I done went through so much stuff like that, man, with people messing up the money and the money gone, stolen. I done seen it all. So like, that's when dudes be trying to be big meech in penitentiary, man. Like, you gotta have basically a trustworthy person out there to hold that money. So I wasn't mad at Slim for that, you know what I mean? So one day me and Slim was kicking it. We was having a conversation, and while he was talking to me, right, I'm listening. I'm standing on the tier right by his cell. I'm on his side of the tier this time. We talking, and he was just like, man, you know what? He was like, man, for real, man, I'm getting tired of my roommate, man. He was like, man, I'm about to evict him, man. So his roommate was this dude from Tidewater. I'm not gonna say what city he was from, but we're gonna call him Jeff, man. Now, Jeff didn't bother nobody, man, but Jeff was just trifling. Like, he was a trifling dude, and like, Slim, you know, with him being a Muslim, and like, you know, he had the prayer rugs everywhere in his cell, like Muslim oil that smelled good, like, but he couldn't fight his roommate, man. His roommate go outside, play basketball, come back in the joint, and I don't care what was going on. When I would go back over to Slim cell and count clear, I could still smell the must. Like, in between the oil that he's burning off his lamp. And like, his roommate just was a stinky dude, man. Like, he was cool, but he was a stinky dude, man. He was one of them kind of tall, slim dudes that like the ball, and he just was super musty at all times, man. So like, Slim was like, man, I think I'm gonna get him out of here, man. I was like, how you gonna get him out of here? He was like, man, I'm about to evict him. I'm about to tell him he gotta go, you know what I mean? He was like, man, because I want to get this other dude. He was like, it's this other dude that's in 71 pod, which is the building. We in 60 building. This is the building beside us. He says this other dude that he know that's in 71 pod, man, that asks, can he get over here? You know what I mean? He was like, he was trying to get over here because his homeboy's over here. He was like, his homeboy is the dude from the city that sleep downstairs. You know what I mean? So I'm like, so you about to kick Jeff out and let somebody else move in this joint? He was like, yeah. He's like, I'm tired of Jeff, man. He was like, man, if for real, the dude, you know what I mean? He ain't a Muslim brother or nothing like that, but he was like, we know each other slightly, you know what I mean, from the mountains, and we cool or whatever the case, man. But he was like he trying to get over here, you know what I mean? So like, since he trying to get over here, I told him he can get in my cell, you know what I mean? He get in my cell, you know, he just stay out my way, you know what I mean? He was like, you know, I don't really do much, so you think it's a good idea? So he was asking my opinion on the joint. I was like, I mean, it could be a good idea, bro. Like, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, like, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta make sure y'all compatible, man. Like, just don't move nobody in your room and y'all incompatible, man. I was like, he got his own TV. He was like, yeah, he got all that. Yeah, he was in the mountains together. Yeah. He was like, he got a TV, he got a player, he got all of that, man. He was like, yeah, he got all of that. So I'm like, all right. I was like, so, I mean, like, is he clean? He was like, he way cleaner than my roommate, you know what I mean? So I'm like, shh, man, you sound like you got your mind made up there, man. Go ahead and do you. So he was like, all right, I was just letting you know, because he was like, because if he get crazy, you know what I mean? Just don't let him grab. He was like, because if he get crazy, then I'm going to go ahead and do it to him, then I'm just going to be going to the hole. I'm like, man, you ready to risk yourself over just kicking somebody out? He was like, man, look, man, this man's so stinky, man. I can't deal with it no more, Weezy, man. He was like, I can't deal with it no more. He stink too much, man. So I'm like, all right, man, go ahead, man. You know what I mean? So I remember when his roommate came back from outside rec, He came back from outside rec with a shirt off. He, hey, CO. And he one of them dudes, man. He looked like he had a freaking afro under his arm. He was like, hey, CO, let me in, let me in. As soon as the CO popped the door, psh, it's my word, Slim came out the joint. He walked in. You see him and Slim talking to each other. You know what I mean? Slim a little shorter than him. You see him talking. You know what I mean? Then he just looked up. Dude was like, he just walked out the cell. He was like, man, I gotta move. Where I'm moving to? Where I'm moving to? Slim was like, man, you moving to 70 building, man. You moving to 70 building, man. I can't take this no more, man. Like, I'm trying to be respectful about it so everybody kind of hear what's going on. A few of his Muslim brothers came upstairs because the confrontation did look a little like it was about to get a little dangerous a little bit the way Slim was talking. Slim was like, man, I can't deal with it no more. I can't deal with it no more, man. Like, come on, man. I be having stuff going on, man. And you be scaring the bride when she come by smelling like onions all day. You gotta go. You gotta go, man. So he was like, you know what I mean? Like, the dude ain't really had no buck. He ain't really had no buck in his blood, man. And like, he was like, man, look, man, I ain't going to 70 building, man, but I'll get out the cell, though. I'll get out the cell, though. So someone was like, all right, come on. So he went in there and started grabbing his stuff. He started grabbing his stuff, man. He took his stuff downstairs, man, and went through the door, y'all. So boom. So when he left out, we didn't know what he did. But he went in there and talked to the counselor and the unit manager. So I guess he explained the situation, man. He was like, man, all right, they gonna move it. So they ended up moving his roommate, man, to 62 par, which is the par right beside us. You know what I mean? So he went over there. So when he went over there, Slim already had it set up for the dude to come over there. You know what I mean? So I remember when they brought the dude over there the next day. So the dude moved over the joint. When I see dude walk in, you know what I mean? Dude had a little size to him a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. Dude had a little size to him, man. You know what I mean? He walked up. He had the car. He was like, he walked in the joint. He had that arrogant look to him, man. But like, it's so many arrogant dudes in Lawrenceville, man. Like, you wouldn't even know how to, like, you wouldn't even know what to do for real because there's so many dudes up there that just think they him. Now, I'm not saying you don't supposed to think you him, but like, it's so many people up there, man, that act like they him. Dude walked in the park like this. He was like, yeah, the car. He was like, yeah, what's Sam? Right there. All right. You start taking the stuff out the car. I seen Slim coming down the steps. Slim started helping him take his stuff upstairs to the room. You know what I mean? So when they get everything in the room, I guess Slim gave him some time to get himself together. Slim walked around the corner to my cell. So when Slim came over to my cell, I was like, yo, what's up? So that's the dude right there. He was like, yeah, that's we're gonna call him Kane. He was like, yeah, that's Kane. I'm like, well, all right. I was like, man, like, I mean, he looked like he cool. I'm like, where you from though? He was like, oh, he from Tidewater. He told me the city. He was like, yeah, he from Tidewater. He from Tidewater. I'm like, well, all right. So dude came out after he got himself together, man. Dude just was like, you know what I mean, mingling around. Everything was normal, man. Like, I'll say for like the first couple of days, like everything was going smooth. You know what I mean? Everything was going smooth with them. Like, you'll see them standing by their door, like how I be standing on the railing by my door, and you'll see them having conversation. If I had to say, man, it looked like they was getting along to me. You know what I mean? It didn't look like they was no like roommates that didn't like each other. Like, you could tell when roommates don't like each other. You know what I mean? So I'll say about after a week of them being in the room together, man, I remember seeing the dude Slim girl come over to jump, the old head lady. So she came in the pod, and she hollered at him, and he hollered at him by the brick wall, and she did around. He called her upstairs and talked to her again. The whole time he was talking to her, I seen his roommate pinning the joint. You know what I mean? His roommate ended up pinning the joint. So, like, I guess he probably told him what was going on anyway. So I guess the dude Kane had seen Slim talking to the lady and kind of put two and two together. So, you know, they selly. So, of course, you know what I mean? I guess they gonna have a conversation about it. So we was about to be on standby for dinner. So right before we was about to go to dinner, Slim walked back around to my cell. So I'm standing, I just was stepping out as he was coming down the tier. And I seen him, so I was like, what's up? I was like, what's going on? He was like, hey, nothing, ain't nothing, nephew, what's up? I was like, I'm chilling, man. I was like, what you got going on? He was like, ain't nothing, man. I was like, hey, look, everything good with you and your roommate? He was like, yeah, man. He leaned over the rail. He was like, yeah, that's what I wanted to holler at you about. I said, holler at me about what? He was like, hey, man, he talking about he trying to make a move on me with his hand. And he trying to get in the car, like, you know, not like steal the car, but just trying to get in, like, you know, you think I should let him in one time? He said he trying to give me the money for her to buy 5 packs of Newports. So I'm like, yeah, what you waiting for? That's what you need to do, man. He was like, I know, man. He was like, I wish I could just talk to her, Weezy, though, man. I wish I could just holler at her, though, like, because I can't talk to her every time I try to talk to her the way I want to. It just be stupid, though, like, there be people watching me. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, that's crazy, man. So I'm like, look, you need to make that move, man. He was like, man, look, you don't know nobody. You don't know nobody you can get a cell phone from. I'll give you a pack of cigarettes. If you can get the cell phone and I can put the play together. So I'm like, I thought about it. I'm like, man, 26. I thought about it, y'all. I was like, man, 20 Newports right now and hit the spot. You hear me? I'll be able to make a couple dollars off that and keep out a 5 5-piece in the cut, y'all. So boom. So I was like, now, there was somebody in there that I had access to use the joint. But I always told him I would never bring nobody with me. You know what I mean? That was our deal. He was like, look, don't tell your homeboys. And you know what I mean? And every time, and that happened because when I moved over there, I had got the pack. When I had first moved over there, I had got the pack. And I needed a way to clean the numbers up because I wasn't in my building no more. And he let me do it because he was buying some work. So it was like a perfect situation. And I didn't have the room to tell nobody his business. So I couldn't break Slim into that car. Even for a pack of cigarettes, I couldn't do it, man. So I was just like, man, I don't know nobody, man. I'm talking about it'd be times that Slim would see me and I'll be on the wall for him. You know what I mean? Like, and I had access to, you know what I mean, to do something that sometimes my homeboy in 80 building, he'll send the joint while he at work, but like I wouldn't ask him. He'll just volunteer, yo, you wanna, you know what I mean? That's how I'll get it sometimes like that. But like this time around though, I couldn't look out for Slim on this one. I didn't have a jack. And I didn't want to bring nobody else's business into the situation. So I told him I didn't know nobody. He was like, man, that's crazy, man. He was like, for real, if I holler at her, man, she'll bring me, man. She'll bring me junk. I know she'll bring me the cigarettes, man. I'm like, shh. I said, just holler at her face to face, man. When she comes, you just got to give her the count, bro. He was like, no, man, I just want to rock her to sleep, though. He was like, man, shh. That's why, man, I told my seller, like, we get these 5 packs. You know what I mean? We need to put some money together and try to get a phone. See, that's why I got to move in there. See, I know I probably could get a phone with you, Weezy, but like, I see you in chill mode right now. Like, you done been on Lawrenceville for a minute. Like, I ain't been up here like you been up here. So you chilling right now. So I know you probably ain't want no jack. And I thought about that, like, yo, like who, if I would get a phone with somebody, who would it be? Because a lot of times in there, like, you can get your own phone. But like these phones be so expensive, sometimes you might gotta double team the jank, man, because like you ain't, you know what I mean, around this time phones like 800. You know what I mean? Almost a band for the touchscreen game. So like if you don't got nobody else to help you with this junk, man, a lot of times people don't be having all that money, y'all. So boom. So I always would go half, or sometimes I would buy my own. You know what I mean? It depends how things is going. But like I thought about getting a jack with Slim. And then I just told myself, like, man, I don't know, man. Slim look like he an unstable creature on the low. Like, I don't know if me and him gonna be able to get along with the joke. Because every time you're not gonna be able to get along with nobody. So I declined him on that. But I kind of spun him on some old, yeah, I'm chilling and staying out the way right now. I ain't trying to do that. And he was cool with that. He didn't push nothing extra at me because of that, man. So he was like, that's why he told his roommate, you know what I mean, that when they made this move, they was trying to do that. And that makes sense. Now, I don't know if 5 packs of cigarettes gonna be enough to be able to get a whole jack. But that was their plan, man. So I told him he needed to make that move with his roommate. You know what I mean? I was like, your roommate got the money to do it. You need to make the move. So he was like, that's what he gonna do. So he went back over there. I guess he told his roommate that was the play. A couple days later, old hair lady popped back up. When she popped back up, she did a round. She hollered at Slim. She dipped out. When she dipped out, I come to the door and look. Slim got the cut up. You know what I mean? So I'm like, Slim probably got, you know what I mean? Slim probably got that back up. So I ain't got no pressure on him. I ain't doing it. I already know he gonna come holler at me. So his cut finally come down. When his cut finally come down, I looked up. I seen the dude Kane. Dude Kane come down the steps like this. He was like, he went to the door. He was like, hey, call such and such. Tell him I got some blows. Yeah, tell him I got some blows, some single blows for sale. Yeah, I want $15 a Cadillac, man. Yeah. He feeling good about himself. I want $15 a Cadillac. I'm looking down at the play, y'all. I'm like, he let him in the car. Like, he should, though. Like, it made sense, you know what I mean? Like, it made sense to let him in the car. So the dude came, went back up the steps and went in his cell. So I'm standing on the top tier. So while he in the cell, he stuck his head out the door. He was like, Weezy? I was like, yeah. He was like, hey, come here. I was like, what's up? Because me and him really ain't talk like that. I was like, what's up? He was like, Slim, won't you? So I was like, why? You know what I mean? So everybody see me, I walk around the till. I get to their cell, I go in the jump. You know what I mean? When I walk in the jump, Slim sitting at the table with about 20 Newports. He like this, he breaking them jumps down. But what he doing is, like usually when people get the Newports, they'll break the Newport down and take all the tobacco out the jump. What Slim is doing, he got the Cadillacs now. So he's making 5 roll-ups out of 1 Cadillac, but he didn't break it down. He's splitting them. And then he put them in paper, and he's giving you that junk. So when you buy the joint, you're gonna buy the junk that still got the white piece on it, look, from the Newport, and you just gotta take that off and put it in a roll up and roll up. But that's how he's selling his roll ups. But he got a bunch of them joints right there. So I look to the table because he's on his bed with his box. He's putting it together right there. I look at the table. The dude Kane at the table separating Newports. He's separating Newports. He ain't breaking them down. He just separating all Cadillacs. When I walk in, it smelled like a tobacco farm in that junk. You hear me? Man, I walked in, man, that junk smelled like the Newport factory itself, y'all. So boom. I was like, I picked everything they was doing. I was like, what's up? Slim was like, oh, what's up, man? What's good? I was like, what's this? He was like, fire that up, fire that up. I was like, oh, you hitting? I said, you hitting one of these junks? He was like, yeah, man, celebration, man. I said, what's the celebration? He was like, shh, a successful mission. Yeah, it's a successful mission. I said, oh yeah, she came through. I see you straight. He was like, yeah, that's what's up right there. He was like, man, I said it, man. Gotta thank my selling for real though, man. He was like, man, by the way, man, Kane, look, man, you know I really be walking with Weezy, man. Dude was like, oh yeah, I know, man. What's up, man? Everything love, man. I was like, yeah, everything love, man. He was like, yeah, man. He been telling me about you. He was like, yeah, well, I just be the type. I don't be trying to rush friendship on people. So like, that's why I ain't really come holler at you like that since I've been here. But he was like, my selling to smoke holler at you though. I said, that's what's up, man. He was like, that's why I wanted to move over here, like to get the motion. You know what I mean? I heard dudes be having motion in here, man. I was like, yeah, I mean, you know, dudes have motion everywhere on the compound. So dude, Slim was like, so my homeboy Slim was like, yeah, man, like, hey, man, tell them what we gonna do, man. Tell them what the plan is, man, after a couple of these runs right here, man. Tell them how we gonna try to play it out, man. Tell them what we gonna do, man. This word the dude came was like, oh, I mean, he said he want a cell phone, so, you know, I guess we're gonna try to get a jet.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way, if you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous. Did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments. Get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes.